I got a ton of emails over the weekend and yesterday and today saying, David, you're not going to cover the Chris Cuomo thing because you're a Democrat and he's a Democrat and you run interference for CNN and blah, 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 blah. Have you ever seen this show before? Because number one, I'm not a Democrat. Number two, I don't care about the Democratic Party. Number three, I don't even watch corporate media with the exception of clips that are sent to me for things I might cover on the show. I don't really care what's happening. I don't care about CNN. I don't care about running interference for CNN. I don't know if Chris Cuomo is a Democrat. I know his brother, the former governor of New York, is a Democrat. Is Chris Cuomo a Democrat? Maybe. I don't care. It makes no difference to me. And the Chris Cuomo story is a very important media story. And the story is, by the way, as we already talked about on yesterday's bonus show, the story is that while Andrew Cuomo, the former governor of New York, was being hit with allegation after allegation of sexual assault, Chris Cuomo, CNN anchor, was using his media sources to find information about the accusers and was giving that information to a top aide for Andrew Cuomo, and sort of helping to craft a response, a public response to the allegations. Now, of course, you would expect if you have a brother who knows about how things play in media and has access, you would expect that he's going to try to help you. The question, of course, is about the appropriateness of him being on air at all on CNN, sometimes interviewing his brother. And CNN has now suspended Chris Cuomo indefinitely, and it is obviously the right decision. Sir, what? You're not Guys, I don't care. I don't care about the partisan stuff. I don't even necessarily see this as that. This is just completely inappropriate. New York Times article explains CNN suspends Chris Cuomo after new details on help he gave his brother. The cable news network's top-rated anchor was an intimate advisor to Andrew Cuomo in the last 18 months of his governorship. The CNN anchor, Chris Cuomo, suspended indefinitely by the network yesterday after new details emerged about his efforts to assist Andrew Cuomo, his brother, as he faced a cascade of sexual harassment accusations. Cuomo previously apologized for advising Andrew Cuomo's senior political aides, a breach of traditional barriers between journalists and lawmakers. But thousands of pages of evidence released Monday by the New York AG revealed that the anchor's role was more intimate and involved than previously known. Mr. Cuomo's entanglement with the last 18 months of his brother's governorship has proved a slow-moving headache for CNN, which has stood by its top-rated anchor, even as a drip of uncomfortable revelations raised questions about the network's adherence to journalistic standards. Jeff Zucker, CNN's president, supported Cuomo for months, declining to discipline him even after reports showed he was in strategy sessions with his brother's political team, a breach of basic reportorial conduct. Earlier this year, the network floated the idea that he could take a temporary leave if he really wanted to focus formally on helping Andrew Cuomo. But now a very harsh set of facts came out. We talked a little bit about this on the bonus show. In scores of emails and text messages between Chris Cuomo and his brother's inner circle, he repeatedly offered advice. Let me help you with prep, he texted a senior aide. He made efforts to track down the status of pending articles about the sexual assault allegations. Harassment allegations. At one point, the governor's former top aide, Melissa DeRosa, asked the anchor if he could check his sources on a rumor that Politico was working on a story with more accusations. On it, Chris Cuomo responded. Also includes a report. The report includes a text from Cuomo to the advisor DeRosa, sent a few days after a woman, Anna Ruck, told the New York Times that Cuomo made an unwanted advance toward her at a wedding. I have a lead on the wedding girl, Chris Cuomo wrote in the text. Chris Cuomo later told investigators he heard from a friend that, quote, maybe she had been put up to it. So listen, this is obviously the correct decision from CNN. You're not going to find me defending any of these actions. This is completely inappropriate. There are broader questions in terms of, the interviews that Chris Cuomo would do with Andrew Cuomo, which were basically softball interviews. And sometimes there would be sort of like, okay, now I got to ask you a real question. Even though you're my brother, I got to ask you a serious question. It's just all not really journalism. And that was a problem from day one. And this is just completely over the top inappropriate. So if you're surprised that this is the position I'm taking, I guess you don't know me, you don't know my show. But I don't know how at this point Chris Cuomo can really be on CNN in a serious and credible way. That doesn't mean his career is over. I mean, look at Brian Williams making up war stories and then goes away for a while and just comes back. Look at Jeffrey Toobin, caught masturbating on a Zoom meeting and he had to be removed from the air. And he's quietly back. And so it's not over for Chris Cuomo, but this is completely inappropriate. And if there's any criticism here, it's CNN didn't act quickly enough, although this is obviously the right decision. If you disagree, let me know. Find me on Twitter at dpackman and tell me. As a reminder, we are now under 2 weeks from the next David Pakman Show viewer town hall. All are welcome, member or not, all are welcome to participate. It will be December 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. It will be live only on the Pakman Live YouTube channel. That's the second YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed there. It's free. And if you want a better shot of getting on with me, sign up at joinpakman.com, as our members do get priority, but it is open to all. Looking very much forward to it. We'll take a quick break and be back right after this. I'm really excited that one of our sponsors today is Helix Sleep. I sleep on a Helix mattress at home. I absolutely love it. And that's why I reached out to them about sponsoring the David Pakman Show. Buying a mattress in the past was always a huge guessing game for me. I didn't know what I actually needed. I didn't know what I would like. But Helix has a sleep quiz on their website. You tell them your body type, your sleeping position, your back pain issues you might have, and their tool matched me with a mattress that is perfect for me. It's cool enough at night. It's the right firmness. I generally just do way better sleeping these days because of the mattress. Helix was awarded #1 best overall mattress for the last 2 years by both GQ and Wired Magazine. It is well-deserved, I can tell you firsthand. Every Helix mattress comes with a 10-year warranty. You can try the mattress risk-free for 100 nights, and they will even come pick it up at your house if you don't love it, but I know you will. All of my viewers will get up to $200 off your order, and you'll get 2 super premium pillows for free when you go to the link right underneath this video.